Hello, everyone. We are back. I was going to wait until the end of the off season to start up this video and kind of just do a recap, but something just caught my eye real quick, and I wanted to discuss. Um, so it says here's a list of the Omaha Mercenaries players who decided to retire. Bryce Rayner, who we did not select as a starting pitcher, we selected him, I believe, as a shortstop, given his bat. He retired. We picked him second overall, as you can see down here, in the 2024 MLB draft. And instead, he's decided to take a scholarship from Georgia to play basketball. You know, if I were him, I would have taken an offer from Coach Cal at Kentucky or, maybe Bill Self at Kansas. But he's going to play for Mike White and the Georgia Bulldogs. Super disappointing. Incredibly disappointing. Took him second overall. He was going to be one of the cornerstones of our farm system. Like, look at these batting ratings. I mean, could have been a two-way. I mean, I was mostly going to use him as a position player, but, could be the type of guy that if we run into an 18-inning playoff game, we could put him there on the mound. But this is all just a fantasy. So our number 2 overall pick decided to retire. We covered last video, Frankie Montas is out, halfway through this season. Just not a lot of things going our way in year 2. I've never seen a guy drafted number 2 overall just give up. But, the guy loves basketball, at least in this universe. I know in real life, Bryce is probably going to choose baseball. But, oh, man, that's real disappointing. Also, we had the Hall of Fame voting just last week. Although in this fictional universe, this would be next year in real life, even though Todd Helton was selected in real life this past year. So we have Todd Helton, Ichiro, and Beltre. Beltre, I guess, did not get in on last year's ballot in this fictional universe. Joe Mauer, still not in real life. Congrats to those guys. Nothing else doing. CC, I would have expected to get in first ballot. He'll get there. Very sad that Billy Wagner didn't get in this universe. I think, by all accounts, he'll get in next year in real life. But yeah, I just needed to stop and kind of take note that probably our best prospect. I know Cody Schreier's up on the prospect rankings, but I mean, this is the guy who we had all our chips on, number 2 overall pick. So we effectively didn't use our draft pick last year. And because he signed and then left, we do not get a compensation pick. So just all around awful. Just, no good. Made a number of moves this offseason, though, and I think this would be a decent time to film the video anyway, just because, what we got. Okay, international free agent signing begins much later in this, but we made a number of moves that I think are going to improve our outlook this season and for some seasons to come. Trading some veterans for some prospects. One deal that landed happily in our lap just based on a need for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And, for us, the player in question, didn't really do much, and I can let you guys deduce who that might be, but got a pretty decent prospect package for him. Obviously, we took on a little bit of salary to make that possible, but number of trades I'm pretty happy with. And okay, so we got an extra $6 million to work with. Honestly, I might not do anything with that. I might just leave that for the draft. Probably going to need to go harder on some of these tougher to sign guys in this draft, considering that we just lost our best prospect. This guy's a nobody. Just has okay. He doesn't even. Oh, I'm on OSA. Just wanted someone in the system with decent infield range. Pingen Hark. Excuse me. Um, he just signed. We initially put out to him a 4-year deal worth about 26 and a half. My scout came back, said he wasn't as good as he had hoped, and we came back to him with a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. Just pitching depth, and if he turns into something, he's 26. I'd be happy with it, but Montes is obviously out, so if we can get at least half a season of decent innings with him before, I think the best bet would be putting this guy in the pen and watching him work with that stuff playing up a little bit. Obviously, 99 to 101. If he goes to the pen, hopefully he can cut out this changeup, just stop throwing it altogether. But I understand that's not how the OOTP engine works. But in the meantime, hey, 1 year, $1.5 million, so be it. And we just got an extra 6. That's odd. Only one update, but this guy looks like he'll be a prospect, so I'm just going to throw him on the short list. But I'm not going to keep him frozen for moves up or down. So the preseason started. Let me quickly cut towards our offseason moves. All right, so let's go to lineups, and we will start. I believe we already covered Jose Ramirez. Let's see, Willy Adames, got rid of Nick Ahmed. I'll get to that in a minute. But signed Willy Adames for 1 year, $3.2 million. I'm pretty happy about that. I think he'll be very much upgrade with the bat. Not an upgrade in the field, but can play a decent short. And just needed some production out of that position. I'm pretty happy with that on a cheap deal. And Tyler O'Neill. This was a pretty big trade. Got rid of Austin Hayes. More on that in a minute. But got Tyler O'Neill, and I think Washington kept about $6 million of his $10 million salary this year. And we acquired Misael Mojica, decent prospect. I feel like these ratings aren't doing justice for the 25 overall potential, as well as he can play some defense. So I kind of like him. I think he's underrated by the game. And we basically gave up nothing. Austin Gomber was minor league depth, pitching-wise, older. And then Alec Casena could be something, but already 29. But definitely like a 4A guy. Not completely, useless. But at 29, we're trying to get younger. I liked Mojica better than both of these two guys. And getting Tyler O'Neill to replace Austin Hayes, I think with a right-handed bat with that much power and, good personality, I think, especially in our ballpark, I think it'll play pretty well. So let's go to let me look up the Austin Hayes trade because we got quite a bit back for that, and then I'll go to Nick Ahmed. So Hayes, we traded him back to the Baltimore Orioles. That was the only team willing to take on his salary for lesser. Just take back the salary as opposed to the other offers we were getting. We would be the one taking on more money. So this one, milked as much as I could out of him. Obviously, didn't have a fantastic year last year, so was just happy to get his salary off the books for the next couple of years. We got Ramon Urias, and he'll be a up and down guy for us, injury depth, but they kept his whole salary, so he's free for us. Prospect Blake Money, LSU product, former Little League World Series product back in the day. And shout out his brother Cash. Billy Cook, Just a 26-year-old prospect. Probably won't be anything. Defensive versatility and some power. Like that, I'm fine with that. Got a decent relief prospect. 23 years old. Hayden Birdsong. Two good pitches. 55 stuff. 50-50. Like he might make some appearances for us. I'd like to see him get a track record in the minors. Um, the Eastern Illinois product, and then we got a pretty solid catching minor league depth potential to be called up at some point and just frame pitches for us. Never going to be a hitter, but Connor Pavoloni. Apologies for the pronunciation if it's wrong, but great catcher ability. Love these type of guys in the minor league system. So getting these five guys to get Hayes off our books, I'm pretty stoked about, especially when we replace him with a guy with a little bit more pop like O'Neill. And then lastly, I'm going to show you Nick Ahmed. Traded him to the Dodgers. We kept 65% of his salary. And in exchange, I think they just had a need at shortstop. Why don't I just show that? So front office. Let's just go off-season center. Let me just find where it says Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers got to have a guy up here, right? Probably missed him. There are definitely better ways to do this. Yeah, let me just do this. Okay. Los Angeles. There we go. So Ahmed is the projected starting shortstop. I think Miggy Rojas went to free agency, and they just wanted a guy who could pick it over at short. He's projected to be their starter. We kept 65% of his money, so that's about $2.5 million. You know what? For this deal, I'm perfectly happy with that. So we got him for Peter Bonilla, who I think can turn into something. Only 20 years old, and already has 3 borderline big league pitches. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm okay with that. I would be okay for doing that just for him alone. Maybe not with the 65% money, but we wanted to get some better prospects. We got Herming Rosario, 3 well above average big league pitches. Hope the control can kind of catch up, but amazing strikeout rates everywhere he's gone. Yeah, really hoping he could be something. And then the headliner is Kendall George. He is a 70 range outfielder with ridiculous speed and the potential to have a big league average bat. But having someone like this in the system, in a system where we're obviously clearly pretty depleted right now, especially if we have, top 5 picks leaving to go play basketball at Georgia, just need prospect depth. So happy to get Kendall George back in exchange for a guy who had a pretty horrific year. It would not surprise me if he bounces back at all. Like if he could get this WRC plus back to a 80, I mean he's like a 2-WAR player. So it's probably what they're banking on. I'm happy with Adames. I'm happy with the prospects. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Now going back to our situation, the pitching. We also went through the Rule 5 draft. We picked up a few guys I think are pretty interesting. We got Kennedy Corona, a former international signee. I mean, these hitting ratings are pretty great to get in the Rule 5. I mean, he's not particularly awesome in any particular category, but he's very good in all of them. So, and he tore up Corpus Christi AA last year. 5.4 WAR in 100 games, 173 WRC plus. He's going to make our big league team. I don't care. Above average defense in the outfield. Won't play center, but give you some good corner outfield depth. And yeah, I'm excited for this guy. Kind of just fell in our lap. kind of diminishes the need for Joe Adell, but Joe Adell has still got the 65 outfield range. Could probably fake it in center if we need him, so he'll be on the team. And then pitching wise, in the Rule 5 draft, we selected Ian Hamilton. His ratings look an awful lot better when we set him to reliever. I don't know if he'll make the team yet. If it doesn't work out, we could trade him or just give him back to the Yanks. And then we also took Lucas Jacobson, a lefty with just great attributes. I would like to see this velo up more. I don't know where the stuff exactly is coming from, but it's got to be the off speed. Long Beach State product. And really good strikeout rates last year in Round Rock for the Texas Rangers, and figured we could use another bullpen guy and see if he gives us a chance, if he could make our team or not. We have obviously a lot of bullpen depth. It was not a weak spot last year. So we'll see, but just like stacking these guys and seeing what they do. And obviously injuries occur, and let's just let the cards fall where they may. But I also decided to move Jose Ramirez to second base, see if he could play an average second base over there, just because McMahon just has better attributes at third, but I would like him to play a little bit of short, considering, just to get some exposure over there during spring training, because we don't exactly have a backup shortstop. So if he could fake it for us and not totally destroy us in the field, playing some shortstop, that would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's just double check what the international. It's not even showing up, so I'm going to go to scouting, international. Can we offer these guys contracts yet? Okay, I guess we can. Although it said we couldn't until February 5th. International amateurs. Okay. Hey, everyone. Apologies for that right there. My game just crashed. I was going into some of the international free agents we were going after. And unfortunately, all that has been wiped out. So I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stop recording. At least for this week. I will get into some of the recap of these. This is all free agents. I'm going to get into some of these international free agents when I start the regular season, or at least the end of spring training next video. We'll get into the new prospects I want to, infuse into our system and get up the ranks quickly. Juan Salazar is looking like a target, although he might be asking for quite a bit of money. You know what? This will be one I do on camera. I'm just going to give this guy everything, because that bat will certainly be something. I'll get into that next video. Apologies. Sometimes these things happen, but I want to make sure to save, and you guys will be given proof that this will be saved. Apologize again, but just a quick little video recapping some of the offseason moves, and we will get into 2025 with the Nashville Stars. Thank you guys for watching, and appreciate your time. We'll be back next week. Alrighty. Take care.